The Red Dragon has finally awakened, but the beast we see today is merely a shadow of the monster Lewis Hamilton is about to unleash upon the grid. The dawn of the pushrod revolution. The tectonic plates of Maranello have shifted, signaling a violent departure from years of mechanical stubbornness. Ferrari has finally abandoned the antiquated pull rod system, embracing a comprehensive pushrod layout for both the front and rear of the SF-26. This isn't just a minor adjustment, it is a total architectural heart transplant designed to conquer the 2026 regulations. By migrating the heavy internal suspension components to a higher position within the chassis, the engineers have carved out a pristine, unobstructed canyon for airflow to scream through the lower sections of the car. This high-stakes gamble is aimed directly at the new floor rules, ensuring that the air feeding the Venturi tunnels is of the highest possible quality. It is a bold, aggressive declaration of intent, requiring a ground-up redesign of the chassis and gearbox to accommodate a philosophy that rivals like Red Bull have long mastered. Ferrari is no longer following, they are weaponizing their geometry to hunt for every millisecond of dominance. Mechanical sorcery at the front end. Beneath the iconic scarlet nose lies a web of sophisticated engineering inspired by the most ruthless designs on the grid.
Ferrari has a new shadow looming over the drafting boards in Maranello, and its name is Loic Serra. The former Mercedes technical mastermind has infused the SF-26 with the cold, calculating DNA of a championship-winning dynasty. His fingerprints are visible across every curve of the car, blending the raw, passionate innovation of Italy with the clinical efficiency of Brackley. The SF-26 is the physical manifestation of this cultural collision, a car that seeks to outthink Newey and the Red Bull machine.
The central question remains, has Serra found the holy grail of design philosophy, or has he created a labyrinthine machine so complex it will collapse under its own sophistication? This isn't just a car, it is a psychological weapon aimed at the rest of the paddock. The influence of Mercedes' dominant years is undeniable, but it has been repurposed with a uniquely aggressive Ferrari flair. The grid is watching with bated breath as the technical director attempts to bridge the gap between fast and invincible. The metamorphosis of the sidepod inlets. At first glance, the SF-26's sidepods appear almost cumbersome, bulky P-shaped silhouettes that seem to defy the modern trend of extreme shrink wrapping. However, inside sources confirm this is a calculated deception. Ferrari is currently running an A-Spec cooling package, prioritizing engine survival and data integrity over raw aerodynamic efficiency. The massive rear cooling outlets are a temporary necessity, acting as a safety net while the team pushes the new power unit to its thermal limits. Hamilton and Leclerc are currently driving a safe version of the car, but hidden beneath the surface is a much tighter, more aerodynamic B-Spec skin waiting for FIA approval. Once the cooling data is verified, this bulky exterior will be discarded like a cocoon, revealing a razor-thin, shrink-wrapped bodywork designed to accelerate airflow to the rear wing with terrifying velocity.
It is a masterclass in patience. Ferrari is ensuring the heart of the beast is healthy before they give it the wings to fly at record-breaking speeds. Secrets of the Mouse House diffuser. The rear of the SF-26 houses a mystery that has the paddock whispering in hushed tones. The Mouse House. This intricate hole carved into the side of the diffuser is a stroke of aerodynamic genius designed to bleed high-pressure air into the low-pressure zones of the underfloor. It functions like a localized turbocharger for downforce, forcing the airflow to remain stuck to the diffuser walls, even at extreme slip angles. While Mercedes has toyed with similar concepts, Ferrari's execution is distinct, focusing on a more direct injection of air to stabilize the rear end during high-speed transitions. This is where the SF-26 will find its lap time, not on the straights, but in the terrifyingly fast sweepers, where stability is the difference between a podium and a crash. The complexity of the underfloor management suggests that Ferrari has finally decoded the secrets of ground effect aerodynamics, creating a platform that remains predictable and glued to the tarmac regardless of the turbulent air trailing from cars ahead. The flexible floor and the FIA standoff. Ferrari is playing a dangerous game of cat and mouse with the FIA over the structural integrity of their new floor. The version seen in Barcelona features prominent metal support rods, a necessity to prevent the floor from flexing and stalling at high velocities. However, Hamilton has hinted that these rods are merely training wheels. The real SF-26 floor is rumored to be a carbon fiber masterpiece, so structurally advanced that it maintains its rigidity without any external bracing. This ghost floor would allow for even more aggressive undercar sculpting, unlocking a level of downforce that rivals simply cannot match without risking a porpoising catastrophe. The team is currently awaiting the final green light from the governing body to debut this extreme design. If approved, it will mark a turning point in the 2026 development war, giving Ferrari a platform that is lighter, stiffer, and aerodynamically superior to anything currently on the grid. It is a high-stakes play that could define the entire season's trajectory. The steel heart of the Red Beast. In a world obsessed with lightweight aluminum, Ferrari has made the shocking, counterintuitive choice to utilize a steel cylinder head for their 2026 power unit. This is a move of pure engineering audacity. While steel adds weight, its thermal resilience is unparalleled, allowing the engine to operate at volcanic temperatures and pressures that would melt a standard block. This thermal overclocking translates into raw, unbridled horsepower. But the real genius lies in the cooling ripple effect. Because the engine can handle more heat, it requires smaller radiators and less airflow for cooling, which in turn allows the aerodynamicists to shrink the side pods to an extreme degree. It is a perfect symbiotic marriage between the engine department and the aero team. Ferrari has gambled that the horsepower gains and aerodynamic benefits will far outweigh the slight weight penalty of the steel components. If this gamble pays off, the SF-26 will possess a power-to-weight ratio and an aero profile that will leave the rest of the field in its wake. The triangular airbox and weight war. While every other team has moved toward wide oval-shaped air intakes, Ferrari remains the lone wolf with its iconic, compact triangular airbox. This is not just a nod to tradition, it is a calculated effort to lower the car's center of gravity and minimize the aerodynamic blockage to the rear wing. Every millimeter of the airbox's profile has been shaved down to ensure the rear wing receives the cleanest air possible. This obsession with thinness extends to the car's wheelbase, which is significantly shorter than the maximum allowed by the FIA. By shortening the car, Ferrari has shed vital grams and created a more nimble, agile machine that can rotate into corners with the ferocity of a predator. In a sport where titles are decided by thousandths of a second, this diet could be the secret weapon that allows Hamilton to dance through the tight sectors of Monaco and Singapore.
The SF-26 is a lean, mean fighting machine that prioritizes balance and agility over the longboat philosophy of its competitors. Reliability meets raw, unfiltered pace. The atmosphere in the Ferrari garage during the Barcelona test was not one of frantic stress, but of quiet, terrifying confidence. The SF-26 didn't just run, it purred with a reliability that is rare for such a radical redesign. Even in the treacherous, rain-soaked conditions of the opening sessions, the car looked remarkably composed, telegraphing its limits to Hamilton and Leclerc with crystalline clarity. This early reliability is the foundation upon which championships are built. It allows the team to stop worrying about mechanical failures and start focusing entirely on extracting every ounce of performance. The fact that the car was immediately fast out of the box, even in its safe A-Spec configuration, has sent shockwaves through the pit lane. The Tifosi are daring to dream, fueled by the sight of a Ferrari that looks organized, disciplined, and hungry. The Scuderia has historically been known for beautiful disasters, but the SF-26 feels different. It feels like a machine built by a team that finally knows exactly how to win. The final countdown to global glory. We are currently witnessing the calm before the storm. The car circling the track today is merely the prologue to a much more violent storm. The true SF-26, the one with the FIA-approved floor, the shrink-wrapped bodywork, and the unleashed steel engine, will not be seen until the final testing sessions in Bahrain. This staged rollout is a brilliant tactical maneuver, keeping Ferrari's true potential hidden from the prying eyes of Red Bull and Mercedes until it is too late for them to react. Lewis Hamilton didn't join Ferrari to finish second, and the SF-26 is the weapon he has been waiting for to reclaim his throne. The risks taken in Maranello are immense, from the pushrod suspension to the steel engine architecture, but in the arena of Formula One, fortune favors the brave.
As the lights go out in Australia, the world will finally see if this scarlet revolution is enough to topple the giants. The stage is set, the driver is ready, and the car is a masterpiece of modern warfare. The king of sports is about to meet its new master.